How you guys doing? Jason Kuhn here, FEMA Region 5, giving my Facebook article updates for October 3rd, 2013. We'll jump right in here at JerusalemPost.com. Report: Commander of Iranian Cyber War Headquarters assassinated. The commander of Iran's Cyber War Headquarters has been shot dead in a suspected assassination. British daily The Telegraph reported on Wednesday. Iran has previously accused Israel of carrying out several assassinations of scientists involved in Tehran's nuclear program, as well as the head of the country's ballistic missiles program. The Telegraph quoted Alborz, a website affiliated with Iran's Revolutionary Guard, as saying that Mojtaba Ahmadi was last seen leaving his home on Saturday and was later found dead with 2 bullet wounds to the chest. There you go, folks. Terrorism and assassination is A-OK as long as it's from the terrorist state of Israel. Now let's move on. Israel seems to have sold Jerusalem to the Vatican. Wow. The Israel authorities have granted the Pope an official seat in the room where the Last Supper is believed to have taken place on Mount Zion in Jerusalem, and where David and Solomon, Jewish kings of Judea, are considered by some researchers to also be buried. It is the culmination of a long campaign by the Catholic Church to regain religious stewardship over the place where Jesus is supposed to have broken bread and drank wine with his disciples on the eve of his crucifixion. This is an enormous issue pushed through without any public debate. Now, if you want to read more on this article, go to ivarvjeld.com. That's ivarfjeld.com. The link will also be provided in the YouTube description box. Let's move on. pjmedia.com. Exclusive video. McDonald's employee admits being paid $15 to protest World War II veterans. Yesterday I reported from the National World War II Memorial and several members of Congress crashing the barricades set up by the National Park Service that were keeping out several hundred honored flight veterans, many of whom were World War II veterans, from visiting their own memorial. The Park Service claimed that the memorial had the entire National Mall area had to be closed because of the government shutdown. In the video below, these protesters were marching towards the press gaggle, and I was asking them to show their federal IDs to prove they were in fact federal workers. No one wore their federal ID and none would provide it to prove their claim. Then remarkably, a guy carrying a sign passed by wearing a McDonald's employee shirt, which I noted. I then began asking them how much they were paid to protest, at which the point where the guy wearing the McDonald's shirt came back and admitted he had been paid $15. This is just 30 seconds long, so I'll go ahead and let you hear it for yourself.
Where's your federal ID? Where's your federal ID? Where's your federal ID? Where's your federal ID? Where's your federal IDs? Where are your federal ID? You say you're a federal worker. Where's your federal ID? You work at McDonald's.
Yes,
You're not off to work. How much did you get paid to come? How much did you get paid to come? How much? $15. Okay, there we go.
If you could hear it, the guy said he replied $15. A guy wearing a McDonald's shirt was paid $15 to come and protest the World War II memorial against vets visiting their own memorial. Let's move on. This is Wired.com. CIA chief will spy on you through your dishwasher. More and more personal and household devices are connecting to the internet, from your television to your car navigation systems to your light switches. CIA Director David Petraeus cannot wait to spy on you through them. Earlier this month, Petraeus mused about the emergence of an Internet of Things, that is, wired devices, at a summit for an NQTEL, the CIA's venture capital firm. Transformational is an overused word, but I do believe it properly applies to these technologies, Petraeus enthused, particularly to their effect on clandestine tradecraft. All those new online devices are a treasure trove of data if you're a person of interest to the spy community. Once upon a time, spies had to place a bug in your chandelier to hear your conversation. With the rise of the smart home, you'd be sending tagged, geolocated data that a spy agency can intercept in real time when you use the lighting app on your phone to adjust your room's ambience. Wow. Items of interest will be located, identified, monitored, and remotely controlled through technologies such as radio frequency identification, sensor networks, tiny embedded servers, and emergency harvesters, all connected to the next generation internet using abundant, low-cost, and high-powered computing, Petraeus said. The latter now going to cloud computing, in many areas greater and greater supercomputing, and ultimately heading to quantum computing. Wow, so yeah, these things are your new refrigerators, your new dishwashers, you name it. Let's move on. RawSewerStory.com, Christian creationists, or Dawkins on Capitol Hill, ignoramus Christian creationists are holding back America. Secularists and skeptics Richard Dawkins and Steven Pinker appeared on Capitol Hill on Monday to argue on behalf of support for science in the U.S. and a cultural move away from religious myths. The two men appeared on behalf of the Secular Coalition for America. A reporter asked Dawkins about the fact that more than 40% of Americans believe the Christian creation myth that God created the world in 7 days. He replies, "This country is, without a doubt, the leading scientific nation in the world, beyond the shadow of a doubt," Dawkins replied. "I can't help wondering how much more advanced this country would be if you were not held back by this astonishing burden of 40% of the people who literally think the world, the universe, is less than 10,000 years old. I mean," he said, "that is a staggering piece of ignorance. It's a scandal." So there you go. Little anti-Christian words from Richard Dawkins. Let's move on. Another article from RawSewerStory.com. Christian-owned Hobby Lobby doesn't stock Hanukkah or other Jewish-themed merchandise. Great propaganda. Hobby Lobby is a Christian-ran organization. It's just a great way to attack them. They're already going to court over Obamacare, forcing them to pay to provide contraceptives for their employees that, as a Christian ran company, they do not agree with. But America, home of the slave, we really can't do anything about it anymore. Well, let's go into this article. A national craft store chain is re-examining its holiday merchandise selection after a blogger reported it didn't stock items for Hanukkah or other Jewish holidays and events. "I will never set foot in Hobby Lobby ever," wrote blogger Ken Burwitz on Friday after his wife visited a store in Marlboro, New Jersey. Burwitz, wow, that's a great Jew name there for you. Let's go on. VigilantCitizen.com, Sinead O'Connor's open letter to Miley Cyrus, "You are being pimped by the music business." Sinead O'Connor is definitely not known for not speaking her mind. When Miley Cyrus claimed that her look for the video Wrecking Ball was inspired by Sinead O'Connor's quintessential 90s hit Nothing Compares, Sinead did not quietly nod her head in approval. Instead, she wrote an open letter basically destroying everything Miley Cyrus is about and the industry that controls her. As I stated in the article, MTV VMAs 2013, it was about Miley Cyrus taking the fall. Miley is not simply a young girl expressing herself. She is doing what she is told by her handlers, who are turning her into another industry sex kitten. The letter posted on Sinead's website warns her of what is really going on. Those who control her are prostituting her. They will eventually dump her, she tells her. Your youth makes you blind to the evils of show business. If you have an innocent heart, you can't recognize those who do not. Sinead even adds that if she keeps going that route, she will eventually end up in rehab. Now, you can read this full letter that Sinead O'Connor literally wrote Miley Cyrus at VigilantCitizen.com. Now I got to add this in for you. Pastor Manning, a conservative, anti-Obama pastor. This is just funny. You got to listen to it yourself. It's only 45 seconds.
That this man failed. We gave a black man the highest prize in the universe, and then after that we gave him the Nobel Prize for Peace, even though he didn't earn it. We gave to him everything that he needed to succeed. We gave him everything that he needed to succeed. We gave him everything he needed to lead his people. We gave him everything he needed to help black people. We gave him everything he needed to change the world and the dynamics of black people. We gave him everything to heal slavery. We gave him the presidency, and we gave him the Nobel Prize for Peace. We gave him everything. And the nigga failed.
You can't put it any better than that. Now let's go on. That's all the articles I got for you guys today. Let me give you my New World Order quote today. David Rockefeller, September 23rd, 1994. This present window of opportunity, during which a truly peaceful and independent world order might be built, will not be open for too long. We are on the verge of a global transformation. All we need is the right major crisis, and the nations will accept the New World Order. Sounds like an admission of guilt to September 11th, 2001, doesn't it? I'll give you my Proverbs for the day. Proverbs 26:11, King James only. As a dog returneth to his vomit, so a fool returneth to his folly. That's it for today, folks. Thanks for listening to me. I'll leave you guys off with the song I brought you in on by Disciple called Worship Conspiracy. Enjoy. Jesus saves. God deserves more than what we're giving him.
Jesus is the Lord.